Today guys, I wanted to go over a few things that I really miss about Grand RP. I actually joined this server in May of 2021. That was over 4 years ago. And since then, a lot has changed. Some things for the better, and some things for the worse. I know a lot of people that are watching this right now, or even just playing the game now, don't know anything about the server from way back in the day. And when I tell you, I really do miss a lot of it, I mean it. So I hope you guys go on to enjoy today's video, and if you haven't joined the server before and want to, be sure to click the link down below in the description, click on start playing, select which server you want to play on, register an account, download the launcher, and if you need any further assistance, there's a quick video at the end to help you guys out. But with that said, let's dive into this. The very first thing, the RP was better. Now I remember when I first joined the city, the first thing I wanted to do was join LSPD. I joined, I started playing, and I'm like, you know what? This is pretty awesome. I was on for hours upon hours every single day working as a police officer, and I had a ton of fun. One of the best parts is pretty much every interaction you had with anybody in the city, it was all RP oriented. Nowadays, the RP is nowhere near how it was back then. Let's say I played for like 6 hours. There might be 5 minutes where I was speaking OOC, which is obviously out of character, or if I was talking to an administrator or something like that. But the rest of the interactions you would have in the game would all be solely RP oriented, like as a gang member, as a police officer, as a member of FIB or Life Invader, literally everything. It was really, really fun. Plus, not only that, but back then, there were decently fast cars, but nothing super crazy. Like if you're a police officer right now, it's somewhat hard for you to do police chases because a lot of the cars are super fast, and to be honest, the police cars are not that great. They're very fast, they just handle horribly compared to a lot of the other cars in the city. Some of them are good, but most of the patrol ones are not the greatest. Nowadays though, when it comes to RP, it's not like it's super hard to find. Like for me, I'd RP everything. If somebody pulled me over, I would RP the entire scenario because it's fun. That's the whole point of the game. But most people won't say anything, or they'll just keep driving. Like I even remember when somebody would hit you with their car, they'd pull over, exchange information and stuff like that, talk about repair costs. Even though the repair would literally be like $300 with a repair kit, you know, those little things like that. It was really fun. You don't see it too often anymore. Let's talk about the next thing, and that's going to be Savage Lottery. Now, when I joined, there was no crate system. You'd open up the shop and you'd see lottery tickets that you could buy for, I believe it was 5 or 10 grand coins, and you were able to win some cars, some masks, some clothing items, bunch of other stuff. Funny thing is, back then, that's the only way you were able to get certain legendary masks to craft the marshmallow mask, if I'm remembering that correctly. Like some of those legendary masks, because it was so hard to get back then, they would go for $200,000 each. Like I'm talking about Extras 2 baseball masks, or Extras 3, or Extras 4. They would all go for a lot of money. And I remember when I built the marshmallow mask the very first time, I was even selling the robot mask and the grand mask, the purge mask. Those were all going for well over like 10 or 15 million dollars. But now of course they dropped a lot in price because that mask crate came out. They're a lot more common. It was a lot different back then. But either way, there was no containers whatsoever. And it was honestly pretty great. Then they introduced them, and it was pretty fun opening them and stuff. I remember I opened a bunch of them. Got myself a Bugatti, a Lambo, Ferrari, like just tons and tons of cars. Those videos are all still up on my channel, by the way, if you want to go way back in time and take a look at them. But I do miss that Savage Lottery thing. Because back then, it wasn't really pay to get ahead in the city. It was pay if you feel like it, but it's mainly about the RP. And then crates started to come along, and then a few other things also started to change, which brings me into my next point, the car dealership. There used to be a lot more variety in the car dealership. There would be certain vehicles you wouldn't be able to purchase because you'd get them from, like I said, the Savage Lottery. There was also a few vehicles you were able to buy or even rent out for grand coins. It was very, very different back then. Now, of course, there's still vehicles you can buy with grand coins, it's just they cost a lot. And they still did cost a lot back in the day, but there was maybe like 6 or 7 of them. But now, there's, I don't even know how many, let's take a look. Yeah, there's a lot of cars, like a lot, holy crap. But either way, with the dealership, there used to be tons of vehicles in here that you're able to buy. And then they decided they're gonna remove them all. Things even like the Audi R8. You used to be able to buy this for 2.8 mil, now you can't buy it anymore because it's in a container. Even though the one in the container is actually a different version. It is the wide body neon one, I believe. Also, RX-7 Velside. There used to be a Porsche GT3 RS in here as well. There used to be a lot more cars that you were able to purchase. I even remember when they had their Tesla update. Right now we have what? A Model S, a Roadster, and a Cybertruck. Before there was also a Model X in here that you were able to purchase. And I guess that's also been removed now. It's kind of a shame, to be honest, because a lot of people have cash, they want to drive these cool cars, but they don't want to spend hundreds and hundreds of grand coins trying to win them. Like even this is just a regular Ram 1500 that we can't purchase, but the crate that they tell you to go to is actually for the TRX. Yes, a Ram 1500, but it's a supercharged version, and it's also a completely different model. I never noticed that before. I wonder if there's any more that are like that. Wait a minute, I need to check this as well. Are you still able to buy a G-Wagon? There's no way they removed that, right? No way, they actually did. They removed just the regular G63. You used to be able to buy this for 5 million bucks. Go to premium store. How much is it now? 140 grand coins. What? That car you used to be able to purchase for 5 mil. And now you can only buy a fully maxed out version for 140 grand coins. I just don't see the purpose in that. And I really wish they would add more cars to the dealership, or even just remove some of the ones you're able to buy with grand coins, and then just add it back into the dealership, like how it was before. That is an absolute shame. Wait, I need to go back and check one more thing. Please tell me they did not remove the Black Series as well, right? There's no way they removed the Black Series. It has to be there still. I remember I bought that car, I think it was 6 million bucks, I sold it. Same with the Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Bought it from the dealership, sold it. G-Wagon, I bought like 2 or 3 times and sold all of them. Please tell me those cars are available still. Black Series. Bruh, that's insane. Okay, what about Cullinan? Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Bro, they removed that too! Okay, yeah. See, I really don't like that. These cars you used to be able to purchase, but now you have to spend grand coins on them. I don't believe that should be a thing. And I feel like it should be reverted back 110,000%. But anyways, bringing us into our next point. Now maybe this is just me personally, but being in legal organizations used to be more fun. Like I said, when I first joined the city, I was in LSPD. It was awesome. And I later joined Life Invader, which was pretty cool too. Wasn't really my vibe. And I also joined FIB, also pretty fun. But LSPD was definitely my favorite. I joined back a few times later, and the org was just completely different. Maybe it's just the people I was playing with, and the people who were in the city at the time, that made it fun, which is also a very valid point. But in my personal opinion, it just became less fun over time to be in some of those legal orgs. Like I said, it's just my opinion. Some people may feel different. Maybe if you've never been in one of those orgs before, try it out and see how it is for you. But I do have to say, and I will say this forever, back when I first joined, the first few terms the leaders of LSPD had, those were some of the best terms I have ever been in. It was awesome. But now let's jump into the final thing, and it's going to be the economy. It was normal. It was possible for you to buy items without spending pretty much all of your money. We all know this is a real thing. And it does kind of suck. There's still not too many insane ways for you to make tons of cash compared to how it was back in the day. But things have just gotten more expensive. Like for example, this Ferrari right here that I'm driving has been in the city for a long time. Doesn't have a super high state value, so it wouldn't cost too much for me to max it out at chip tuning. But then you get some of the newer cars that are coming out with $20 million state values, 30 million. Even a Bugatti that I have is $50 million state value. It would cost me $50 million to max out the engine on that car, which is just insane. Same thing goes with clothing items. Yes, there were certain items that were valuable back then that are still very expensive, like a black LV top. Back in the day used to go for about $100 million. I don't really know how much it goes for now, but I think I've seen some people selling them for around 270 mil, maybe 300. So it's gone up 3 times in value, unlike other items like Adidas pants that used to be $7-8 million, which have now 10x'd in value. I've talked about the economy a lot in previous videos, but I really do miss how the economy used to be back in the day. It was great. Even for businesses and houses, they were so much cheaper. You were actually able to afford them. And nowadays, there's people selling mansions that used to go for maybe 200 mil, maybe even less than that, and they're trying to get $1 billion for them, and they don't even have a helipad. Either way, the economy used to be a lot better. I'm not exactly sure how it was completely ruined. I have a feeling it has to do something with containers, but either way, a lot of things have changed. But let me know what you guys think. If you played in the city for a long time, what are some other things that you miss about this video game that have been changed now for the worse? Or maybe even for the better, who knows? But anyways, that's pretty much going to wrap things up for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And with that said, I will catch you guys in the next one.